John, you today never tell me about the painting. What father said?
Yes, good night.
I told you or not? You said short.
Time before. How long you been tying, man?
Huh?
How long you been tying?
Very long. I also cannot remember since I was young.
Since you were young. All right, that's important.
Since I was a small boy.
That is the language that we want to see.
What bucket? Oh no?
Okay.
Yang one last satu ni. Then last right.
Okay, this chapel or the Church of Assumption was actually, should I say, rededicated to the church as early as 1958. There was a grand procession, and I think the Vicar General represented the bishop. And then it was a very grand procession into the sea, where you had the statue of Our Lady going to the sea, and if I'm not mistaken, according to the article, it was Father Pintado who initiated that in 1958. It was a very grand procession to the sea. That was actually a time of also when there was this miracles of Our Lady of the Sea being told to the residents, being told by fishermen who witnessed a lady and a child wading in the mud, catching seals. So it was reported in the newspaper of that time. If not mistaken, it's the Malacca Chronicles of 1958. I have the article with me. So there it states a very grand procession to the sea, led by the Imam Iglesia, and also initiated by late Father Pintado. So that was one of the grand events of this church where you had the sea procession. So the sea is so important for the cultural traditions of this church and sisters. And in 1988, during the Marian year, we also did another procession to the sea, and it was also grand. Oh, sorry, before that there was another procession, 1975, a procession of the two statues of Our Lady of the Rosary and Our Lady of the Assumption. That was initiated by Bernard Santa Maria and the church committee at that time. So that was also a very grand procession to the sea in 1975. That was the year the Wall of Friendship was built. That was the year when I think the best time that I felt that community spirit was so strong. You had the Malays, you had the Chinese, you had all kinds of races, all kinds of ethnic backgrounds, a lot of people of different faith coming to help. Chinese, Malay fishermen, Indian friends, Malay kampung village friends. So that was very nice. That was real Muhibah, 1975. The Wall of Friendship is the indicator of that good times. And the next grand festival was when we had a Marian Year procession of Our Lady of the Rosary into the sea. And that went around Pulau Jawa, which is no more now because it's been reclaimed and now been made into Pulau Malacca. And the procession went to Portuguese settlement. And we had a whole day of prayer and devotion at the Portuguese settlement. And in the evening, the statue came back to the church. So that was a very grand one. Another one after 1988 was if I'm not mistaken, in 1990. We had another grand celebration, but this time Our Lady did not go by boat, but it went by four-wheel. Same to Portuguese settlement, and we had a very grand celebration. The church was well decorated, and the community spirit was still very strong. It is only when reclamation took its toll, when people started to move out of the village, when the sea was no more, then that community spirit slowly disappeared, slowly dwindled, not disappeared, dwindled. But today we are trying to revive that spirit of community, that spirit of intercultural, intercommunal coming together spontaneously to help during our festives. So the same for the Chinese, they have their Lantern Festival, our kids will join them. So same like when we have our procession, Chinese kids are led by their parents, will follow the procession, or at least they will soldier in front of the statue. And you will witness this tomorrow, because a few of my Chinese friends in the village has already said that they will attend the mass at 6 o'clock, and hopefully they want to follow the procession. So, like I said, this procession or this feast of Our Lady of Assumption is special in this church because, like I said, we use sugarcane to decorate the church. And then this year we are not only using sugarcane to decorate the church, we are also going to do the arch in front of the church, made of bamboo poles tied with wild ferns, what we call arku. Okay, so that is also something that is very traditional, and we want to try and bring this tradition back to create this spirit of community back into Praya Lane, because this Praya Lane needs, I think, a bit more, should I say, respect. When I was growing up, this was the vibrant place. Parish place like Father Creed, parish place like Father Sending, Father Pintaro said, this is the community that has always got something going on, which is now very difficult to find. And yet we are also being obstructed by some people who don't believe in tradition, sad to say. But nonetheless, we will still go on as we have inherited from our forefathers, and we will want to carry on this tradition for the next generation to take on. Yes, thank you very much.